I'm gonna make some pickled eggs today. We have family and friends that really enjoy these. I like to give them as gifts on occasion, and as expensive as eggs are right now, it's definitely a gift. We have this really cool little, I don't know what you call it, an egg cooker. Pretty cheap. I think it was around $10 or $12. You just put a little water, has a measuring cup, add your eggs, has a little tray the eggs sit on, then it steams them. They peel super easy when you're done. I have tried doing the eggs in my pressure cooker, which worked very well. They do peel easy, but I think it changes the texture of the egg a little bit. And for this, I prefer just the steam. It works really well. Another tip I have for these, after they're done steaming, put them in some cold water. Since I do have such a small cooker, it takes quite a few batches. I usually do 4, 5, 6 batches, depending on how many quart jars of pickled eggs I'm going to be making. But I just kind of have a little process: steam them, throw them in the cold water, let them cool, and then I'll peel them. Got all the eggs boiled. I still haven't got them peeled, but I'm going to go ahead and start with my liquids. I just use regular white vinegar, some water. I use pickling and canning salt, a little bit of sugar, and I like to also add some black peppercorns. That makes a good flavor. And then you see all the peppers. I got habanero, and then the serrano, and then the jalapeno. Put whole cloves of fresh garlic and sliced onion real thin. I do like to let the peppers cook in the simmered liquids. I think it helps infuse the flavor a little bit better and adds a little more heat. I have tried to make these before where I just chop up the fresh peppers and kind of layer them with the onions and the eggs and pour the liquid on top. And even after it sits in the refrigerator for a week or two, it still doesn't have the spicy that my family likes, my friends like. So that's why I like to go ahead and add the peppers at this stage and go ahead and simmer with the liquid. I don't really measure it. I just kind of pour it, till I feel that it's right. Just wanted to show you, I got everything chopped up. Nothing special. Just peeled the onion, sliced it. The peppers, you can see I just cut the stem off and then just sliced them all up. The garlic, I just kind of smashed it to get it out of the paper shell, and I'll just add probably a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of this to the liquid. Again, I don't measure this, so I don't know exactly how much it is. I just kind of do it till I feel it's right. This heat consistency about right here is where I would suggest having it. I'm actually going to turn mine down. It's not boiling, but it's really hot and just starting to steam. Then what I'll do is just add everything inside the pot and let it simmer. Now I will say, because all these peppers are in here, if anybody's sensitive to real potent smells like that, as in pepper, open a window or maybe do it when they're not home, because it is pretty strong. This is a lot of peppers, but again, it's not going to make it where it's so hot you can't eat it. It's just going to give it some good flavor and add a lot of spice, which I think goes really well with the eggs, and my family seems to like it. This has been simmering for about 15 minutes or so. I actually just now turned it off. I want it to cool down a little bit. I still haven't got my eggs peeled, but the jars I'm going to be using, I'm using the regular canning jars, even though I'm not going to officially can these pickled eggs. But I don't want the mixture too hot to where it busts my jars. So I've got to go get some more jars. I'm hoping to get about 5 quarts out of all this. I'll be back. Wanted to go ahead and finish this up. My son's got a basketball game out of town, so I'm just going to show you the assembly. I just kind of throw some eggs down in the bottom of the jar and then get some of your pepper mixture, a little bit of all of it, and just kind of pour it in there. Kind of do it in layers so that you end up with the peppers and onions, not all in one place, inside there. Each jar will hold, with these the pepper and onion mixture, I think each jar will hold around 9 or 10 eggs. This one actually had one left over, so I'll just save that for the next jar that I do. Kind of push them. You want them all down inside there. But anyways, that's the way they turn out. One suggestion I would say, and I think it would look nicer if you hold back 1 or 2 green peppers to kind of splash in little pieces here and there, because you can see in here that when you cook them, they're not as pretty. They still taste good. They're not as quite as crunchy. If you want that crunch and that deep green color, you may want to save out some of those.